We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Geeking Out with. And this week's guest, I think you know everybody. Well, before I get to that, let me just go ahead and explain about the show again, real quick, for anybody new tuning in. This is Geeking Out with, however you want to say it. But yeah, it's a show that I wanted to do a show that showcases everybody else's hobbies, collectibles, um, interests. That's the other word I was trying to think of. Uh, just to showcase a little bit of, other than just comics. This is a comic channel, and we will showcase comics on here. But just wanted to be able to bring out guests and have them, pique my interest or teach me something new, maybe something I'm not into, and all that fun stuff. But yeah. Well, anyway, let me bring out my guest. You guys know him. He is somebody I started watching when I first started watching comic book YouTube, and his videos are very informative, entertaining, and just a good time. But you know him as Side Quest Comics. I know him as Eric. So let's bring out Eric. Hey,
Rich. I'm studying up on what we're talking about tonight.
Yeah, I was stumbling on my words there, man. I feel like I'm always out of practice every time I do something like this. So,
what's going on? Thanks for having me on.
hey, thanks for doing this, man.
I'm excited about this because there's a lot of us in the comic community that are general nerds, all around nerd, as I said down below there.
Yeah.
We're into more than just comic books. There's other nerd things that we like to do. So this was something that I used to do for quite a bit. Actually used to have channels of this. Before I did the comic thing, I did another YouTube podcast type of thing. So I'm excited to talk about this stuff tonight. So,
well, it's great. That's what this show is all about, is geeking out about stuff that you don't normally get to geek out about. We all do our comic book channel and talk comics and stream comics. And this is, like I said, man, it's just a great way to showcase other interests we all have. So what did you bring? What did right? Do what now? I'm sorry.
Hook somebody else on something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. Get me interested in it. That's what I like. I like you can call it being nosy or whatever else, but I like learning about other people's interests and hobbies and stuff like that. So yeah, what did you bring to geek out on this week?
So what I am going to be talking about tonight, like I don't know if anybody got a little hint when I popped in there, but and what I used to do is miniature gaming. So tabletop miniature gaming used to be a big love of mine, to the point that I've had audio podcasts that I used to do about it. I did an older YouTube channel. Actually, I was doing the other show when I just started the comic book thing. So if you guys want to see me nerd out and talk about tabletop miniature games, you can go to Indie Invasion Podcast. All the stuff's still over on the YouTube. Me and my buddy Mac, we haven't done anything in a long time because family. That's kind of why we started trailing off of it. We each got busy in doing it. We met each other in that hobby, very similar, like a lot of us in the comic community. I'm going to talk about miniature gaming tonight, mainly the miniatures, because that's the part I loved about that hobby, was getting the little metal miniatures, putting them together, and painting them. So I'm going to show off some of my favorite ones that I've done throughout the years. I've been doing it for a while. So, and then I'm going to talk about a couple different game systems too.
That sounds great, man. That sounds awesome. But let's say hi to the chat real quick before we get started. and see who all showed up. Let's see, it's my sweetheart Adam. Hey, baby.
He's back from vacation now. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. K-Munin, buddy. Glad you're here. Taco Yo. Hey, glad you guys are here. Who's this? Coach.
Coach.
Can't have a show without Coach. Coach. Hey, local comic stud.
What's up, Brian?
Glad you're here, Brian. Glad you're here. Don Carter. Nice to meet you, buddy. I'm glad you're here. See, Donald Rex. Hey, Donald. You got some. He's got some. Well, he's the one who piqued me and Dave from Garage Geeks interest in the Charlton, all the Charlton horror and stuff. He's the one that got us FOMO'd on that. So, but Matt, impressed. Everybody was talking. Yep, that's it. Let's see.
All right.
That's it for right now. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everybody for being here. But so, Eric, what are we going to start off with first?
Well, I had to make notes so I could stay organized with you because I kind of went a little goofy, and like I do with my comic stacks, I brought too much upstairs, and what I did is I put it in order of kind of when I started, into that game system or that world. And a lot of it, I think the biggest one that some people would probably be familiar with is Games Workshop. Games Workshop has the metal miniatures. They've been doing it since the 80s. They don't do as many metal ones anymore now. A lot of the hobbies switched to like a plastic model now. And I think that's kind of what the interest was. When I was a kid, I liked models. And then when I discovered like these, medieval fantasy models, I thought it was really cool. A lot of it, D&D introduced us to the little pewter ones that if you licked it, you could get poisoned.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same vein. I think Games Workshop started as a miniature company making miniatures for use at D&D. Well, eventually they made their own system, came out with their own rules book, nice big chunky thing that you can read with charts. And I mean, if you like rolling dice, these are the kind of games that I fell in love with playing. So I'm gonna start with Games Workshop, and let's see. I'm gonna just throw some up. I got a little table set up for everybody so you can get a nice good look. Let's start.
There we go. A little powered Susan.
I'm going to throw a bunch of smaller models up here. So I fell in love with Vampire Counts. It's a army they have in Warhammer. It's all that gothic vampire horror stuff. These are all just like some of the main name characters.
Now, did you paint all these, Eric?
So, I get these, I put them together, I got to paint them.
Wow.
A lot of fun doing stuff like that.
What kind of, that would have to take some special brushes or something like that, right? Or
so basically the brushes I use are, the company sells their own line of brushes, but they're just like a synthetic brush. There's all kinds of different brushes you can get. I get generic ones from Michael's to use. Here's a big one I'll put up, a Necromancer.
I was going to say, it'd have to be like one bristle brush. Something
actually,
that tiny.
They do have some very thin ones that you can use. They make brushes like here's a cool one I can show you guys. It's like this. So it's just a typical brush, but what it is that you can take it apart and put it in its shaft like that for traveling, which is kind of cool. But that's a fancy one. But there's other fancy ones you can get, like different types of hair. It can be like a boar hair or goat hair, whatever they use. So
now, would you use did you have like a stationary magnifying glass or something like that?
I used to do that when I was like really obsessed with the painting of them. But that was a long time ago, and that the hobby's changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
Where people don't get so detailed with it anymore. They make stuff that's a little bit quicker to paint. Here, let me put these guys up. These guys are kind of neat.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So these are
Now
like
what
little skeleton guys.
are these
Okay.
specific games, or which
So
game
this
is
is all that Warhammer.
all the
And this,
Warhammer? Okay.
yeah, and this is just a vampire count army that you can use. Let's see. I'm trying to find all the vampire counts. I think that's all the counts. Well, here's a cool one. I don't know if it's going to fit in screen. So, yeah, I mean, they have necromancers, and these are just different units you would use in the game. So let me pull these off. I don't know if this one's going to fit. Now, this is a different army. This is known as the Tomb King. So it's all Egyptian themed. And this was like your little, he's kind of, he looks like a little skeleton pharaoh.
Yeah, it's cool. He's standing on a bunch of skeletons, and yeah.
I mean, the base is custom made. That was one of the things I liked, was the hobby aspect of making that base.
Yeah. What did you make on the base? I mean, did you?
So it's basically just like packing foam,
Oh, okay.
And I just kind of cut it and painted it. I put a primer on it to kind of seal it. And then, just do a lot of dry brushing technique. That's a technique I used to use a lot to get kind of that, you call it that shading on the certain colors.
That's really
and the
cool.
paint I'm using is just like, so Games Workshop makes these little paint pots. And then another one I like to use, it's a little bit cheaper, is this one. That brand is Army Painter. And it's a little dropper that you can put in a little paint palette.
Okay.
So let me see what else. I got a lot of Games Workshop. Games Workshop is probably top of the heap, high-end miniatures. They're the most expensive, but they are also the most detailed too. Let's see. I think that's all the vampire counts I brought, but let me show you another one that I liked from Games Workshop, and that's the Ogre Kingdoms. So
Sweet.
These guys, as I said, they're ogres. So they're these big, giant beasts.
Now, would you use the same? Now, like, are those metal? Or those the metal ones? Or
some of them are. This one that I just threw down here is not metal.
Do you use the same paint on the metal ones or the plastic ones, or
Yeah,
is it different?
You can, because you're priming them with some kind of primer. Whether you do most of these, what I did is I primed them in a black, just to get a deeper shadow and the colors a little darker.
Yeah.
But as I went through the hobby, like I would say last 10 years, I started priming in white because it made the colors brighter when I painted them. But yeah, like this one, I made.
Is that Shrek?
Shrek and Donkey.
Yeah, it is. That's what Adam asked. He's like, "Is that Shrek?"
Yeah, he's an ogre. So yeah, I used him in the game. So this is some of the Ogre Kingdoms I used. Ugh. And I'm trying to throw these as quick as I can, just because like I said, I brought too many. Oh, here's one that I missed for the vampires. So vampires did a lot of undead. So here's an undead werewolf.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. And then, okay, so now I will move to one of the other ones that I liked. A lot of these I used to do competitively too. I would do them for like store competitions and stuff. So a lot of these I would get as prizes too. So this one is from the Chaos Army. And I got that guy. Oh, here's some more. These are actually vampire count creatures. They're all banshees. These are kind of.
Is this still from the Warhammer games?
Yeah, these are all still from Games Workshop.
Okay.
I'll just throw some of them up there so people can look.
Yeah, that's cool. I keep catching myself getting myself off of camera because I'm like trying to get a good look at them and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are awesome, man. Yeah, I was just interested in the whole painting process of it and stuff. I was curious of the paints and the brushes. And
it's always tapped into my art thing,
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one for. Let me take this guy's a plague knight. So this thing here coming up is called a chaos cannon, and it's got these little guys, these little chaos dwarfs that run it. So it shoots hellfire.
Oh wow,
I mean, it's a big. That's all metal too, so it's a big, heavy, chunky thing. I think I might have dropped one of the.
that's so cool. See, I used to take when I was a kid. I used to take the little green army men and try to paint them more detailed.
Okay. It's kind of the same concept, really.
Yeah, but I mean, it would come out looking like total trash, but it was still something.
There's some more chaos guys. The little wizard, the commander. Here's one of the sergeants.
That's so cool.
I mean, I used to spend hours painting these because
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun to do. Let's see what else we got. Oh, here's a fun one. So going along with the vampire counts, I missed this one. They have you can have little platoons and regiments of characters.
yeah.
So here is a squad of zombies.
Wow.
Look at them all. There's like 20 there. And some of them, I don't want to.
Do you just have them pinned in place to where you can move them and stuff, or?
I have these poster tacked in here.
So yeah.
They've been in here for a while, so I don't know if I'm going to get this guy out of here.
No, you ain't got to pull them out. I was just curious how you got them in there.
Up to the camera, but you can see. So he's a zombie jester, and he's riding like one of your toy horses, but it's actually a horse head on a bike. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. This guy's got a whole spear going through his midsection. I had a lot of fun doing zombies because you can get creative in that sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, you could be real creative, real carefree almost, when you're doing a zombie.
Here's a cool one. This is a little night coach. So you got a little Grim Reaper driving it, and it's actually got a coffin in the back.
So I mean, when I used to do models and stuff, I imagine, spending I could burn 6 hours and not even realize it. I can only imagine doing something like this.
Oh yeah.
More detailed.
That big cannon, I think, took me a week to paint. It was just so massive.
Oh, as far as hours per day, I would lose all track of time and just be like, if I was doing that kind of stuff, I'd be 10 hours deep.
Let's see if these will fit in the screen. Yeah, he's a little big. Here, we'll do this. I'll just put him down.
There you go.
A giant. So compared to the regular figures,
regular size, yeah. So that's sweet, man.
And then
I was going to say your art background you can definitely tell.
Look at this thing.
Now you said you would do like competitions. Where would you do competitions at and stuff? I mean,
at the stores, at the Games Workshop stores or the other general gaming hobby stores, they would have like a painting contest type of thing. Though some of them I did one that was like paint a regiment in 24 hours. So I painted like 100 figures in 24 hours. And I think one of the prizes was this big guy here. I got him and some other guys. Yeah. So that I used to, my eyes were better back then, for one thing.
Well, yeah.
I could just paint faster. I see what I was doing. Now, here's another one. I don't know if this is going to fit on that my spinny Lazy Susan, because it's kind of big. But this is a bunch of zombie knights. So let me spin it around. You can see the front of them. So yeah, the guy in the front there, he's a headless horseman. He's got his head in his hand. There's another one I had a lot of fun doing, coming up with ideas. I mean, this horse, you can tell he went through, the front line. He's got all the pikes in them, and hopefully these are showing up. I don't know how well these are showing up.
Not too bad. It's kind of glitchy on my end. I'm not sure how it's looking on everybody else's, but hopefully it's coming through. But yeah, that pieces like that would definitely make the game way more fun for
Yeah,
sure.
because it's like I'm making a character, you know.
JX said they're better when they're still. They look better when they're still.
Okay, it's probably trying to.
Focus too much or something.
Now this one is actually from their sci-fi game they do. So this is from 40K. So yeah, this is a space marine fighting some Tyranids. So basically, you're space bugs. And I
Say
designed.
Jason. No, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. No, I was going to say Jason. I did ask him for homework, and he didn't give me any. So he said, "Eric, you're supposed to give Rich homework to do. You should have sent him a figure and had him paint it."
Oh man, that was a good idea. I should have. Would have been fun.
Uh,
All right, so that was I think all my game workshop stuff I brought. That's probably the most that I brought because it was the one game I did the most. The other game I used to get into is let's see, was this game, and it's called Wild West Exodus.
okay.
Now, I had a little bit of I was a play tester for this game. It originally was a game in America, and then a British company bought the rights to it. So what this is it's basically steampunk Western. So we got like big monsters like this guy. He's kind of a Frankenstein unit. We have this guy who's kind of like just your outlaw guy, and I painted him up to look like Dr. Doom.
Okay. Yeah.
We got historical characters like this is Jesse James that I painted that I used to use a lot. See, it's focusing on this guy. But that's Jesse James. And then they had like, yeah, their little steampunk bikes. So we had stuff like this. You had your mechanical dog. So here's a mechanical dog with a
Well,
Gatling gun on him.
I was trying to see if we could make it a little bit bigger, but that's really cool.
Then we got this guy. Here's another Frankenstein unit with another Gatling gun. So, wild guess. I played undead a lot in that game too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So what did the game entail? I mean, what did it? You said you was a tester on it. So what did that?
So we would test out rules, play games, and just we had rules that were written, and we'd test them out, see how they played in the game, and then make adjustments.
What was that one called again? You said.
So this is Wild West Exodus. The game is still around. It's still out there. I don't think they've produced anything new in a while. They're actually concentrating on another game they have called Dystopian Wars, which is like it's like a boat game. So you got ships fighting, and you're moving ships. It's the same world, but it's just larger scale.
And what was the Wild West Exodus game? What did it entail? I mean, what?
So that was like little skirmishes. You had little like groups of maybe 5 to 10 characters, moving around a map where you had buildings or rocks and just some kind of scenery to move around. You move them with a ruler, or and then when you're making an attack, you're rolling dice to hit. Very similar, like with D&D and all that.
Okay.
But yeah, these are just some of the characters that I used to use. Here's this one. This one was a contest one for me. This is Emissary of the East, I think is what her name was. So she's basically a little samurai girl.
Okay.
Here's another one. This is Captain Nemu, I think is what her name was. She was basically like a captain, the Nautilus and all that stuff. So
these are tiny ones, man.
Yeah, some of these are small. And then one last one for Wild West Exodus. The woman with no name.
The woman with no name. There you go. Yeah.
Little play on the Clint Eastwood character.
Yeah. Is it an actual female, though? Is it a female statue? That's cool.
So, yeah, I used to have a lot of fun with that game. Because they did do a lot of nods to different culture type of stuff. And, I mean, they had they had armies that were based on the U.S. North. So you had Abraham Lincoln in the game. That was your commander, and they had some historical characters in the game, which was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Man, I wish I would have thought of that idea to send you one to paint. That would have been fun. All right.
Yeah, had more time.
So the next one I got in my list is something called Bot War. So if you're wondering what it is, here, I'll put down the first one. Now, this is an independent company out of Australia that did this. Let's see if I can get him to focus. There it goes.
Yeah, little Transformer action.
Yeah, so this was when he first started, and he wasn't worried about copyrights, so he was just making them whatever. And I think the company kind of got wind of it, and he slowly changed the look of the models. Kept the same system though.
Did he?
I got to put his little buddy there too. But I got these mainly because of the models. I mean, it's Transformers. I wanted to paint these. I didn't really care about the game that much.
How old are some of these ones that you've showed, Eric? I mean, what's the age on them?
I think I got these and painted them around 2020. These ones, all that Warhammer stuff, I was doing like 20 years ago. I mean, that game's been around for a long time.
Long time, yeah.
Whereas this one's a little more recent. Here's the rule book, what it looks like.
When did you get into it initially?
Probably about 2000. I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't really get into it till then. I was looking for something to do. I wasn't collecting comics at the time, and I still needed some kind of artistic outlet. And I caught wind of it. I mean, I remember them from the 80s with, like I said, the pewter and stuff and D&D, but I didn't know what kind of hobby it was so much yet. In the 2000s, I really started digging into the whole model making and painting, and I was just like, I fell in love with it and had fun painting, these little guys that, I grew up loving these characters. So it was a lot of fun to dive into it and just have fun and lose yourself, because you could sit there for hours and, the rest of the world shut off while you're painting these models.
Do you have any that's made out of pewter?
I do still, actually. I found them today when I was digging around. I found my old D&D box miniatures from the 80s, and I was like, man, oh man, I can't believe I still have them. Some of them had paint on them, but it was the kind of paint, like in the 80s, they didn't really have good model paint, so it was all enamel paint.
Yeah.
So it was like really thick, and there's no details on the characters.
Yeah. Kind of blotchy when you're painting them and stuff. Yeah. Well, you said that enamel, it's so thick.
Here's a fun one.
With that, but nowadays, man, you could probably 3D print some of these suckers, couldn't you, yourself? If you were
3D printing is huge. It's so huge in this hobby now. And I know as I was starting to get out of it a couple years ago, 3D printing was taking over just because it was cheap, affordable for people. Some of these models can go up to $50. Some of the bigger ones, I think now are over $100.
Wow.
They used to be a lot more affordable for a hobby to do, but not so much now. I mean, I guess if it's your hobby, you can justify spending that, but it's hard. I mean, it's just like any hobby. It's gonna take your money away, right?
Right.
But this model here is from a game called Monster Apocalypse. It used to be a blind buy, like HeroClix, where you buy a booster pack and you get a couple miniatures in there, and they are plastic. Through time, the game kind of changed, and they went to like more of a paint your model type of game. I think they changed a little bit of the rules, but yeah, it was a fun game, Monster Apocalypse. Here, I can hold it up here, right there.
There you go.
So yeah, that's the rule book.
Jason had a question. Did you airbrush at all?
I do. I haven't done it in a long time. What I used to do with the airbrush is use it more for terrain, because I would make my own terrain, like the buildings or like behind here you see rocks and stuff. That's just spray foam that I've cut up and painted. Or this is a building that I built out of styrofoam and then painted with airbrush, and then some of it's dry brush with big thick paint brushes. Let's see.
So like dry brush with like silver or a dark color, or
usually
like
light colors I dry brush because I'm trying to get that highlight on them.
Yeah.
All right.
There's some of those.
We are comic book nerds. I can't come without comic book miniatures. So there's a little
man.
So this is one game called Marvel Crisis Protocol, where you build little groups of superheroes or villains, and you make them fight. Got one more here. Here's Toad. So yeah, I didn't get too deep into this game. These are all plastic models, so they're light, but they're a lot of fun to paint.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Of course, I couldn't paint them just standard. I had to paint them a little bit different,
Yeah.
And then this one, I know I have some like proxy characters. People have made stats for them and stuff, and then 3D printed them. So I got like Captain Carter. I got X-23 that they just never made in the game, but the fan base made them and came up with stats that you can use. But I was all about the mutants, the X-Men and stuff.
Did you ever use like, household stuff to create, your backgrounds or add to the characters?
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun to do that kind of stuff. Like I've been known to paper mache some stuff that you use for your backdrops.
I forget the name of the channel I used to watch, man. The guy, he would do things like out of anime or something like that, and he would build different like ships or characters or steampunk type stuff, but he would use nothing but found household items to build stuff with. And I cannot think of that channel's name to give him a shout out, because I used to love watching his channel, man. He does a really good job. But
so some of these, I'm starting to get into some of the independent game companies now.
Okay.
So my channel that I had before my comic channel we covered independent game companies. So the small guys that were making models, making, the game systems, and they were usually a lot of fun, down to earth, affordable. And a lot of times they would say, just here's the rule set, use whatever miniatures you want. It could be from any game system. So some of these are from that. This one here is a little steampunk Tinkerbell, and she's from a game system called Twisted. My one buddy that I did my show with, he's a rule tester for them, and he comes up with a lot of the back lore for that game. These anamorphic guys are from a game called, I'm getting the book, Burrows and Badgers, which is a British company that made this one. And yeah, it's fantasy. You have different animals. So we got a bulldog knight, we have a little turtle tortoise centurion, and then I have a little snake wizard. So it's just, they were a lot of fun to paint because they're all one-piece models. I didn't really have to build them. It's just put them on a base and paint them and have fun.
Adam wants to know, did you ever play Star Wars Legion?
I did. I have that downstairs. So yeah, I did paint a lot of Star Wars minis too. A lot of those were plastic miniatures that came with board games or whatever. But yeah, Legions was a fun one to play. That was a really popular one in my area.
That's cool.
What else did I got? So,
Jason, Archivist Adrift wants to know, do you use sound effects with your mouth when you're playing with these figurines?
Yeah, that makes it more fun.
He said, because I sure as heck would.
Oh yeah. I used to always do battle cries too, You roll them dice and do a war cry.
Kim Yoon wants to know, which model took you the longest to paint?
That big cannon I showed. That one I think took me weeks to paint because it was a multi-model, and being metal, I had to paint it in pieces and then put it together as I was going. Because if I put it together, there's no way I was going to be able to get inside some of those areas to paint. So yeah, that one took a while, and there was so much detail. Like I don't know if you could tell, the cannon itself, it's just all skulls. So I painted them all like flaming skulls.
These the Warriors?
So this is a game that's called Street Wars NYC. And the game is basically New York gangs fighting. So you have different gangs, and this was
Warriors.
One of them, all very 70-ish. I do have one that is a total ripoff of the Warriors. I have some that look like they look like Fonzie from Happy Days. They all have their sateen jackets and stuff with their little logo on the back. And yeah, these ones were kind of a lot of fun too. I have one that's called
Warriors come out to play. Yay.
Yeah, these ones were a lot of fun. The one that was the Mollies were all girls, and they were all like on roller skates and stuff. So it was very 70s.
Yeah,
it was kind of fun. I mean,
well, I was staring at them. I was like, "What are those?" I was like,
"Here's the rule book."
Okay.
You got a skull with an afro, so it's just a little hint of,
That is pretty cool.
But a lot of fun to paint. They're different, right?
Heck yeah.
All right, so let's pull those off. I got another one. So let's go. Where are they? Here they are. So this is another small company out of Minnesota I came across that likes doing, what do you call this? Atomic punk. So it's like your 50s space. And this is called Retro Ray Gun. Very cool game, cheap game to get into. This book cost me like, I think, $15. And then the miniatures are super cheap too. I think this guy was maybe $20. That's cheap for a metal miniature nowadays.
Wow. He's pretty cool too. I like him. He's got like drill hands or something.
Yeah, that's your old school robot.
Yeah. He's got the power sources backpack on his back.
Yeah. And I think these were like ladies from Venus or something like that. I can't remember what they were, their backstory, but yeah, they had a squad that was all slave men. Which was, the leader was this woman with a whip, and she was whipping them, saying, "Yeah, go attack." So yeah, this was a cool one. They had all those classic robot type stuff.
Yeah, really cool.
Behind me, I did that. Oh, here's some rando ones. So a lot of times I would buy miniatures just because I like the movies. Let's see if I can get this one there. Come on.
Focus.
You want to focus. They're small, so that's probably why it's not focusing. There we go.
There you go.
A lot of times I just buy miniatures because they look cool and I want to paint them.
Yeah.
So we got Clockwork Orange. We got some Planet of the Apes there. We have a little Thundar action.
Yes.
So yeah, if you like a miniature, like a property, there's probably a miniature out there. Mad Max.
What color do they come in? I mean, are they white or gray or?
Well, if they're metal, they're usually just that metal, that silver metal, and you have to prime them, otherwise the paint won't stick to them.
Right. Yeah.
But nowadays, a lot of models are coming plastic, so they can make them any color that they want to mold them, or like 3D printing too. Whatever color they want to make that.
Well, what color would you generally want to start out with, like black or white, or do you just prime them?
I used to like the darker colors because it made the shadows deeper.
Yeah.
Because I was painting all the vampire guys and just spooky characters. I wanted them darker. Nowadays, like this one, being a white suit, if he was dark, it would take me forever to get that white to be so bright.
Yeah.
So I would like him. I primed him white just to help.
You'd have about 20 coats of white on him, man.
Oh gosh, yeah. And then you can see any of the details. So yeah.
Right.
Let's see. I pull these aside. So now I'm going to go to one of my more recent favorite games. And this is a game called Don't Look Back. I'll grab the book in a minute. I want to put these up. So there's a little self-portrait figure that I did. When he comes into focus, you see him. So this game is based in the 80s, and it's basically your 80s horror movie.
Okay.
So, yeah, you got your different monsters, and then you got your teenagers running around the board. doing different scenarios. Like you got to find the car keys so you can escape before everybody dies. But here's
I
the
love
book.
that wolf. That wolf man.
So it's Don't Look Back. It's all like 80s oriented. I love this game. It's simple to play. Simple rules. If you guys are interested, look up Black Site Studios. That's the company that makes this. They're out of Texas. Great group of guys. We got to be good friends with them. And this is like their newest book that they came out. Small company, and they started from just in a garage, and now they're producing big games and stuff. And this is really a fun game. I want to play this with the guys, like especially Dope, because he likes horror and stuff.
Yeah,
he's not so much a gamer, but he might like it just because it's, it's that genre.
I would like it. That'd be a blast.
Baghead guy, and I mean they have all those tropes in there.
Now on that Wolfman, did you add fur to him or
no? That's all molded into the thing. This is actually a board game mini too. That's not a mini from the actual game. So this is something that I painted up to use in the game, and I came up with different stats for it. It's actually, so this is Bigfoot.
Is it?
What it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I came up with rules where he's pushing trees down on the kids and stuff, and yeah, and this guy. So this is one of the teenagers, the jock. They're all stereotypical. I painted up so like he's wearing my high school jacket. I had fun. But yeah, I absolutely love this game. They have so many different monsters. They have a clown. They have like your Great Pumpkin ghost guy. There's I can't think of the Grudge. There's a Grudge character. So there's all these different characters. And then they make different heroes too. They actually have the Scooby Gang in the game that you can use, but they're not, of course, called Scooby Gang. It's called something else. They changed the name. But yeah, I love this game. All right, let's see what else we got.
That's so cool.
That one. Now more indies. So let's do this one. No, let's do this one. So let's go back to sci-fi. So this is a game I use. It's called. I actually use these for two different games. Star Breach. There's one book. If you guys see it, small. And the other one is Space Station Zero. Now, these are games that they don't have a miniature line. They just have a rule set. And you put together, based on the rules, how many miniatures you want. And so it's sci-fi. And I actually used board game miniatures and did a kabuki sci-fi little group. And
so cool, man.
Gave her a little golden Uzi. And these are actually board game miniatures. These are from a board game. And I painted them up to use them in these miniature games. So this is my game, I guess you'd call it.
Heck yeah.
These took me a while to paint, but I had a lot of fun painting them. There's a lot of detail on them. Yeah.
I was going to say, you can tell there's a lot of detail on them, man.
Yeah. Board game miniatures are a great substitute for these expensive metal miniatures anymore to paint. I already had these because they are part of a board game I kickstarted. It was like a stretch goal or something like that they have on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my little kabuki.
Kabuki
gang. Yeah. Here's their little card from the game. We're trying to emulate the picture. Yeah, the game is.
I was getting ready to ask. Where do you, do you try to copy from the book, or I mean, I know sometimes. The ones you make up. I know when you make up the ones for yourself or whatever. Yeah, I'm sure you're pulling ideas from somewhere. But
yeah,
curious to where you get your layouts or your ideas as far as detail.
A lot of times it's inspiration.
Yeah, your inspiration,
started, and then I can go, I see, is there a final girl? Yes, there is a final girl. There's final girl rules in that game, which is kind of fun. If you're the last girl standing, you get some kind of bonus, but of course the monster gets a little harder too. So Um, yeah, it's just fun to play these games. I used to have a lot of fun, but I kind of started not doing it because my gaming group kind of went away. Part of it was my son was living at home with me still, so I had a gaming partner. My wife would play some of these games, but to a point, you know.
Right.
She just it wasn't her thing. Now here's another one that's similar to that. Instead of gangs, I have a bunch of demons.
Oh,
So
nice.
these are all miniatures from different board games. This is a Games Workshop one, that right there, that I took. Let me see if I can get them all in here, and I painted them. Okay, this last one.
That pig one looks like something out of that book Oink I showed a
So
while
if
back.
you, I don't know if you can tell, he's a bear. He's part
Oh, it's a
man.
bear. I'm sorry.
He's man bear pig. So
Okay.
he's all three things. He's a mutant.
Okay. Now I when on the other side you could tell he was a. I could see the bear then. Okay. I was like I seen the one side. I thought it was a pig.
But this is a game that another small time game. It's called. Let's see, I got the book here. I love this game too.
Really,
Because
really cool.
different. So this one is called Rain in Hell. It's by what is this? Snarling Badger Studios. Very fun game. I think this cost me the rule book maybe $10. I don't know what it is now, but it's just
Oh wow.
cool rule system that you can come up with different little demon squads because they're trying to take over hell. they want to be the big boss, you know.
They want
They
to be
all
the.
have different types of demons or different groups. They have different powers and bonuses, and yeah, isn't that one terrifying? The snake one,
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at.
some Japanese demon from some game I have.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
Yeah, I
these
like.
were a lot of fun to paint too. And I think I have a bunch of these because I made two different squads. So I think one of my other squads used one of my Warhammer guys. But yeah, those were
So
fun
cool,
ones.
man.
And then I have just three more to show you, Rich.
All right.
Oop, as I'm knocking
Cool.
my demons.
Jason asked, "Where do you keep all of them?"
So I have like bags. They make gaming bags that come with like pluck foam that you can pluck the foam out. They're like trays, and then these guys would just lay down into the foam and just keep them placed.
Sure.
Especially for the metal ones, you don't want them bouncing around and stuff. Whereas
Heck
this guy,
no.
he's plastic, so I'm not too concerned. I just throw them in a bin, or I get totes from like Michaels and stuff. All right, so I'm gonna throw down my homemade. So there's online places you can go and design these. Hero Forge is what it's called, and I
Okay.
designed miniatures for different games. So this is a sci-fi miniature I made. This is Rooster Cogburn.
Oh, cool, man.
And then we got that's my wife's D&D character. He's a turtle paladin. And then here's a character that his name is going to be popping up in an RPG soon. That's my Dragonborn Barbarian.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah, I got to go online, this Hero Forge place, and you design them online. It's like a 3D design program. And then you can order these. So I ordered these. They shipped them to me. It's kind of like a 3D print service. And I painted them up for our use in our D&D games. And the Rooster guy I use for a tabletop miniature game that's basically Running Man. You get one character and you're in Running Man. You're just fighting criminals just coming at you. So Urban Manhunt is the name of that game. That's what he's for.
How much is that Heroes Forge? What's it usually?
It depends on the level of detail that you want them to print for you and like material. I think these guys cost me about, I want to say $30 a piece. But they're pretty
bad.
quick.
I mean,
no, for a custom, and then I got to decide what they're holding, their outfits, all that stuff.
I was going to say for a custom job that you designed, that's not bad at all, man.
No, yeah. So that's my.
I'd have to do that, but then send it to you and let you paint it. So. Yeah, those are really cool, man.
But yeah, this was one of those pastimes, my old hobbies, and I still tinker with this once in a while. I just don't have a lot of time to paint anymore, because I would sit down and do it for hours and hours and hours. Uh, but it's just like any other hobby. It's like you got to make the time for it. And it got to the point where it was hard for me to commit 30 minutes a night to just sit and paint because I didn't feel like I was getting a lot done.
Right. Yeah, it's the thing, man. The older you get, the faster the time goes too, it seems like.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
blink of an eye, it's end of the day. So yeah, just to try to see, that's me. I used to do a lot of woodworking and craft work that way, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and
It's kind of relaxing, right?
yeah, it is. But yeah, at the same time, like I'd burn a whole weekend up, Saturday, Sunday in no time
Oh
trying
yeah.
to, because me, when I would build a project like furniture or something, I always had that bad uh, habit of I never wanted to quit until I got it finished.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So something like this, man, I can just look at some of these pieces and be like, my back would be killing me because I would not want to move. I'd want to keep painting on the sucker,
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like if you didn't have a good chair, yeah, you'd be hunched over. Or
That's
like
yeah.
you mentioned using like the jeweler's magnifying lenses. I used to do
Yeah.
that, but if I looked up too quick or something, I'd be like, whoa, and I'd get vertigo.
Reason I ask you about that is because I don't know if you ever seen that movie Ronin with Robert De Niro.
Oh yeah.
And he gets shot, and that old guy takes him in, and he's painting like the little samurai figurines, and tells him the story of the Ronin, and that's what makes me think of when I see these little figurines.
My wife, she used to tease me because I don't know if you guys have ever seen 40-Year-Old Virgin. There's
Yeah,
where he's painting miniatures and he's talking to the miniature, and she would say, "Do
yeah,
you do that? Do you talk to them?" And I'm like,
yeah.
"No,
No.
sometimes."
That's funny, man. That is
It's a
awesome.
good hobby to get away from the real world. You're in
Yeah,
whatever this world is painting. Whether I'm in that '80s teen horror movie or maybe I'm in sci-fi or something or '70s gang or fantasy. I mean, there's so much out there. It is a massive hobby world that somebody can get into and just have a lot of fun. I mean, like I said, a lot of it I wasn't playing the games as much as I was just getting the miniatures and painting them. Just kind of
right.
relaxing with that.
Yeah, there's a couple of LCSs around me here that they have different games and stuff, and
Okay.
they have a lot of miniatures. And I've walked in there. You got to kind of walk past the miniatures to get to the comics, and it's just like I look at them sometimes. And I'm just like, God dang, how would you know where to begin? How would you pick? It's
Yeah, it is a little intimidating. Anybody starting out, I could see that. I've been doing it long enough that I have so many downstairs that, like with these independent game systems that don't have their own miniature lines, you can
yeah,
use these other miniatures in the game. They don't care because they're selling you the rule set so much more
right,
than just miniatures.
right,
Um, but then it's like if you like something that's going to consistently put out good product and put it out, you know, on a decent basis that you can get something new, well, then Games Workshop, that higher end, you're always going to see new stuff. It's just you're going to pay for it though too. So,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
that's the big boy in the stores.
Well, man, this has been great, Eric. This is
Yeah. I mean, if anybody has questions, feel free to email me, about these games, or even check out my old channel. I know
what
my
is your
buddy.
old channel called? What is
So the old
what's
channel again was it's Indie Invasion Podcast, and we're on YouTube. Just type that in, you'll find us. We did a weekly show where we would talk about different games. We did different videos featuring new games or showing off the miniature, showing off the game system, stuff like that. So not very different from what we do in the comic world, right? You're showing
right?
off something new product that you're all jazzed and excited about, and
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
so yeah, check it out if you guys don't have that background. Like I said, a lot of us in the comic community have other hobbies we're into.
Yep.
But I'm going to be doing RPG with some of them out there pretty soon. Adam's the ringleader of all of us, so that should be kind of fun. I haven't done
Yeah,
that in a while, so I'm a little excited.
that'd be really cool. That'd be fun, man. Yeah, that was that was a good geeking out, Eric. I
I'm
like
trying to go
that.
through it fast.
No,
I
no,
forgot.
that's
I was going to show this. So if you guys don't think there's anything out there you like, how about this one, Rich? There's a Judge Dredd miniature game out there. I haven't dove into this yet, but I got the starter set. So
oh, dude, that would be. I would like to have that just to have it. That would be cool. That would that would have to be fun, man. Because Judge Dredd's world is just that's there's craziness.
I kept putting that game off for a while because I just wanted the miniatures. I didn't so much want to play the game, and I kept putting it off because it's a UK company, so it's a little bit more expensive to get it over here. And I finally just pulled the trigger and said, you know what? They had a sale. I was at a con and it was a sale, so I just got it all.
Are they the small ones like you bit? Like the ones you were showing? Are they that small?
Yeah, they're about that same size.
Okay, that'd be really cool. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I have to look it up because I love me some Judge Dredd.
I'll let you know. I'll shoot you the right direction.
Yeah,
make you spend some money.
Yeah, no doubt. But man, I can't thank you enough, Eric, for coming out and geeking out with me, man, and teaching me something new. I love it. That's what this is about, man. This is what I started this stream to, this show to do, is to learn something new from somebody and other people's interests, like I was saying before. But it was really cool. I enjoyed that immensely, man. It's
when you find the Conan stuff, don't blame me.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That'd be the real big thing, especially if they have certain miniatures that are modeled after certain artists or something, But that'd be really cool. But yeah, thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming out and hanging out. That had some good questions. Had some people chatting back and forth. Love that. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, I couldn't keep track of the chat, so I probably missed everybody's questions. I know you.
I was trying to watch while you were talking and explaining and stuff. I was trying to make sure I was catching anybody that was wanting to ask you a question. And make sure that it got to the forefront. A little bit there, but. Yeah, because I didn't want anybody missing anything if they had a interesting question or suggestion or something to say. But well, all right. Well, we're pushing about an hour. That's about the go of the show.
Okay.
What I was trying to keep it at, but it's one of those things, man. You could easily keep it going longer, but
especially when you're having fun.
Man. Definitely when you're having a good time and hanging with good friends. But again, thanks, Eric. Thanks everybody in the chat. I'm not sure. I was looking to see who my guest was for next week. I don't know if I have anybody locked down yet. I think I got a couple of prospects. I can't even tag into that. But your challenge video should be out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right. I tagged you in a recent video.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. I enjoyed that. I went through almost every book I had, and I was surprised. I was really surprised. I was like, I barely made 10. I was
really?
I was
surprised.
Yeah, it really surprised me because I was like, when you tagged me, and I was like, when I sent you that message back saying, hey, challenge accepted. I was like, hell yeah, I'm up for that. So I had to put some books away anyhow. So I went through all my boxes, went through my cabinet, and I was just like, man, I barely got 10. I was like, what the heck? But I had a couple of honorable mentions, that I kind of left out, but tried to pick the better ones to put in the video. So, but yeah, you'll get to see that tomorrow. So,
okay, cool.
But with that, we're going to get out of here, guys. Thanks. Do you got anything you want to plug, Eric, before we go?
I don't think I have anything coming up until maybe Monday, my regular release day. I don't know what I'm working on exactly yet. It might be an art video. I still have one in the back burner that I just haven't finished yet, so maybe I'll get to that. Or maybe it'll just be a comic book thing. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see. For Saturday, Chanko and I, we're going to have the artist Sukashi Ray. I think that's how you say her name, Sukashi. Yeah, Sukashi Ray. On the live show. So guys, tune in for that. That'll be pretty good. She's an up and comer, or she's already done some covers.
Yeah.
But pretty good artist, man. I checked out her Instagram once. Chanko was hitting me up about her and stuff, so I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. But all right, guys. Well, I'll we'll get off here, and thanks again for everybody that tuned in, and thanks, Eric, for being my guest, buddy.
All right, anytime, man. I have lots of other hobbies, man.
We'll definitely do this again for sure. But all right, guys, we'll